Hi, once again welcome back to Obstetrics and Gynecology videos. Today we are going to see about the teenage pregnancy. As per the World Health Organization, teenage pregnancy is the pregnancy between the age of 13 to 19 years. And we know that it's a complex issue and all over the world it's a serious issue and it's a serious health and social problem also. And if you're thinking around 14 to 15 million births are occurring worldwide for the teenage girls. That is in percentages, if you are calculating, around 10% of the total births are teenage pregnancies. And out of this 10%, 90% of the cases are in the developed countries. And US is having the highest teenage pregnancy rate when comparing with the other developed countries. And Sarawak is a place in Malaysia, it's a state in Malaysia, where the teenage pregnancies are socially and culturally acceptable. And if you're looking into that place, we can see that in the teenage pregnancy, 43 out of these teenagers, 43.8% are unmarried, and 80% of these girls have stopped the schooling because of this pregnancy issue. And 33% of these girls got the small for gestational age babies, that is small babies, and 16.7% of the girls got the preterm delivery, that is they have delivered before completing the weeks of pregnancy, that is 6 weeks of pregnancy, and 99.6% of the cases got the nutritional anemia, that is 9.6% of these teenage girls were having severe anemia also. So this shows the severity of the problem. So from this statistics itself, we can understand that this teenage pregnancies are producing problem for the mother and for the child. The risk factors for getting the teenage pregnancy include certain culture of the society, so social culture, and in certain areas, as like Sarawak already we have seen, early marriage is the system, that is the reason. And for certain cultures and certain religion, early marriage is a culture, so that is an issue. And being a child of a teenage mother, already if the particular girl is the child of a teenage mother, she is having more chance for getting such pregnancy. And the girls, those who are having learning difficulty and those who are having mental health problem, we know that even in our place also, if the children are little weak in studies and if they are having mental or other IQ disorders, if they are little slow, the others may misuse the children and they may get the pregnancy because they are not totally aware of the situation. So that is one reason. In the experience of physical and domestic abuse in childhood, sometimes this teenage pregnancy may be due to the abuse from the family members itself. So that is one reason. And another one, if they are getting excessive physical and other abuse from the family, they may go outside of the family for getting support, and those people may misuse these girls. So that may be a reason. And another reason is low self-esteem. If the teenage girls, if they are not having adequate confidence, that may leads to the depending others. These girls may depend others for getting help and for getting the things done, and that may leads to the teenage pregnancy. This over dependency the others may utilize, and that may leads to the pregnancy and other issues. And not using contraceptive methods in the first sexual experience. These teenagers, due to curiosity, they may get involved in the sexual intercourse and they may not be having awareness related to the contraceptive methods. Or sometimes they may think if they are doing a single attempt, that also first time they may not become pregnant. So because of such thoughts, or maybe due to the lack of awareness, they may get involved and in the first attempt itself they may get pregnant. And next problem is limited access to contraception. One is, if you are taking a country like India, it is not popularly available. In the schools, in European countries and Western countries and all, the schools are, some of the schools are having the supply of contraceptive devices. But here, that we don't have that practice. And even if someone wants to have the contraceptive, they are supposed to go to the pharmaceuticals or medical shop. And it is not that easy for the children to get it. So that also may be a problem for the teenage pregnancy. And if you are considering the law, as per the law, Any sexual intercourse with a girl under the age of 16 years is considered as rape, irrespective of whether the victim's consent was obtained or not. If someone is getting engaged in sexual relationship with a girl who is having less than 16 years, and if it is with the permission of girl also, it will be considered as rape. Next, we can see the issues of teenage pregnancy. These issues we can divide into issues during the pregnancy, that is antenatal period, issues during the time of delivery, that is intrapartum period, and issues after the delivery, that is postpartum, and social issues and issues related to the child, that is issues of the offspring. First, let us see the antenatal issues, that is during the pregnancy, what are the problems these girls may face. One is lack of antenatal care. Sometimes these girls may hide or they won't relieve the pregnancy, and they may miss all the antenatal care. They won't take the medications, they won't go for the antenatal checkup. So that is one problem. And another one is unsure of the date. Sometimes if it is a single attempt, they may be knowing the date exactly. Otherwise, if they are having a relationship with someone and continuous exposure is there, means they may not be sure about the exact date of pregnancy. So that is one problem. And another one is illegal termination. Sometimes once if they become pregnant, these girls may search for the methods for terminating the pregnancy, and they may not go even to the hospital also. They may go for the illegal and unnatural things for terminating the pregnancy. And another problem is malnutrition. See, sometimes these girls may hide the pregnancy, and because of that, they may not get proper nutrients. And sometimes these girls may be having severe stress and tension, or sometimes they may be having vomiting. Because of these reasons, they may not take food properly. And another one, sometimes the society and family may not be supporting them. So, because of that, also they may get the malnutrition. And another risk is chance for getting sexually transmitted diseases. For example, if they are having multiple partners, and if they are getting engaged in sex with multiple partners without taking proper precautions, they may get the sexually transmitted diseases like HIV, the hepatitis, syphilis, gonorrhea, such things they may get. And another one is social issues, like they may start the smoking, alcoholism, drug abuse, all those things. Sometimes already they may be having these habits, and because of the addiction, they might have got misused by someone, and the pregnancy may be an after effect of that all. Another reason is chance for getting pregnancy-induced hypertension and eclampsia. That is, during the time of pregnancy, the blood pressure will increase and it will be associated with the edema and proteinuria, that is PIH, or pregnancy-induced hypertension. And eclampsia means if these things, that is this edema, proteinuria and hypertension, if it is associated with convulsions, we are calling it as eclampsia. Why it is common in the teenage pregnancy during the antenatal period means actually the blood vessels of the teenage girls may not be in a fully developed stage, and when the blood volume is increasing during the pregnancy, and this high volume is forcing through the narrowed blood vessels, so there is a chance for getting hypertension. And another one is anemia. Sometimes already the girl may be anemic. We may not have see, in this type of pregnancy we won't take the preconception care, we won't check the hemoglobin or blood level of hemoglobin, all those things. Without that, accidentally the girls are becoming pregnant. And some girls may be having the habit of smoking, alcoholism, drug abuse. These girls may not be taking food properly, or in that case also they may be anemic already. And another reason, during the antenatal period, sometimes for avoiding the pregnancy or for killing the baby, purposefully they may restrict or they may avoid the food. They may think that if they are not taking food properly, their baby will not grow, and by that way they can hide the pregnancy and they can escape. Sometimes the baby may die. They may think like that, but it's not there is no reality in that. And when they're controlling the food, what will happen means naturally their anemic level will increase. And another one is low birth weight. See, already an anemic, malnourished girl, if she become pregnant and if she is not taking diet properly, naturally the weight of the baby also will be less, and there is chance for premature labor. The delivery can occur before the term. So these are the issues we can expect in the antenatal period, that is during the time of pregnancy. Next, in the intrapartum period, that is during the time of delivery, these small girls may not be having the capacity to hold the pain of pregnancy, And another one, there is a chance for cephalopelvic disproportion, that is the pelvis of the girls may not be developed fully, and these pelvis, this, if it is not fully developed, it may not be having the capacity to allow the passage of the baby. So there is a chance for cephalopelvic disproportion, that is disproportion between the fetal head and the maternal pelvis, so the baby will not pass through the pelvis. So in that case you may be forced to do the cesarean, and when you are doing the cesarean, it may be difficult for you to give the spinal or epidural anesthesia, because sometimes their vertebra may not be developed fully. So these are the issues you can face during, or you may face during the time of delivery. And after the delivery, these girls may go to a stage of depression, or majority of them will get the postpartum blues, that is initial stage of depression, because of the social support, because of the unexpected pregnancy. They will get the, and sometimes they may drop the school, they may not be having economic support, social support. So because of these reasons they will get the depression and lack of social support. Especially in Indian culture, the society will not accept an unmarried mother, and especially if the girl is a teenager, even the schools also may not accept her. So complete social support she may lack, and even the family members also may not support her. And another problem is resumption of education. Majority of the girls will hesitate to go to the school, or they won't go to the school, and bringing them back to the school is a difficult task. And another one is contraception. Later, even after getting this pregnancy also, sometimes they may get engaged in such relationships again, or sometimes due to the poverty and due to the lack of social support, and due to the lack of economical support, these girls may get engaged in activities like prostitution. So in that case, they need to have awareness or knowledge about the contraception. And another one is baby dumping. Sometimes after the delivery, these girls may throw the baby or dump the baby somewhere. So that is also an issue. Next, social issues. An unmarried, if she become pregnant, the developed countries or the Western countries may accept her, but the traditional societies will not accept her. That is the main problem. And even later, no one will be ready to marry her also. So lifelong she has to be alone. That is the main issue. And another one is unemployed. She may not be having, the teenager, if she become pregnant, she may not have even completed her education. So in that case, if she become pregnant without education, without proper support, it will be very difficult for her to get a job. And another reason, easily abused. These girls already, they are having a bad name, that already they become pregnant, and they may not be having proper education, they may be not be having proper social support, economic problem also will be there. So the chance for getting abused, the others may make use of these situations, and they may try to abuse these girls. And another one is they may become neglected. It's not an issue for the girl, and the newborn baby also may get neglected by the society and by the family members. And chance for ill treatment from the religious side, from the society, from the family, from the school, from all these, even from the peer group also, they may get the ill-treating experiences. And chance for suicidal attempts. Sometimes because of this social separation and because of this ill treatment and because of the economic problem, these girls may try for the suicide. And poverty is a main issue. Some already we have, because I told you that they may not be having education, so it is difficult for them to get a job, and without job, without social support, naturally they will get exposed to they will get severe poverty. And another one, these girls may get engaged in high risk activities because of this lack of social support, because of the economic problem. These girls may get involved in the high risk activities like drug trafficking or smuggling, such things. And poor school performance. In case if these girls are coming back to the school also, they may not listen to the school, or they may not even attend the classes properly, and performance also of these girls also will come down. And sometimes these children may get, or these girls may get the poor reading ability, and they may drop the school also. Next, we can see the issues of the offspring or of the child. There is a chance for neonatal and postnatal mortality. In the newborn period, these girls, teenage girls, may neglect the baby totally. Already the baby may be having low birth weight, and the baby may have the baby may be a preterm baby. So actually the baby needs to have extra care. But these girls may neglect the baby totally. They may not give even feed for the baby properly. Sometimes they may not be knowing how to breastfeed the baby. So in that cases, chance for problems and chance for death is more for the baby. And poor development of the baby. Already economic problem is there, and mother is anemic. In that case, she may not be having the proper amount of breast milk. And even if she is having breast milk also, she may avoid the child, and because of these reasons, this child will get the poor development. And chance for child abuse and neglect is there. Sometimes the mother, she herself may start to abuse, and other family members may abuse the child, and all these people will neglect the child also. And these children may get intellectual, language, social, and emotional delay. They may face difficulty to interact with other members of the society. They will be having intellectual and social delay, and naturally poor academic performance will be there for these children, and poor reading ability also will be there. And in future, these children are having high risk for getting the habits of smoking, and they may consume even alcohol also. These children may get the behavioral problems, and they may engage in the crimes also. Next, we can see the management of teenage pregnancy. This management also, again, we can see the management during the antenatal period, intrapartum period, postpartum period, and management of the social management and management of the child. First, let us see the antenatal management. Actually, we should make sure that during the antenatal period, these girls are getting adequate health checkups and health care, and they are getting adequate nutrition. That's the main objective of the antenatal management. And the antenatal services should be easily available for the children, and it should be economically affordable for these girls. And a young people friendly atmosphere or environment should be there in the hospitals. And actually the hospital members, they should ensure the confidentiality, and if possible they should try to get the involvement of the family members and the partner. And in case of complications, referral link should be there, and otherwise also they should refer these cases to the social workers and other relevant agencies which are providing support for them. And through these support services, they should try help them to find the ways for continuing their education, or otherwise they should help them to get a job after the delivery. And routine antenatal care should be given to these girls, and they have to give education about the importance of routine antenatal care. And if it is needed during the antenatal care, they should give nutritional advices and nutritional supplements also. If they are getting it free of service, it is well and good. And antenatal care, total advices, antenatal exercise, everything should be given to the mothers. And we are supposed to monitor the weight, blood pressure, and fetal growth. And we should encourage them to stop the smoking, alcoholism, and drug consumption. And we should encourage the girls to join in antenatal classes for the preparation of the labor. And during the time of delivery, first we should assess the capacity of the pelvis, so that you can exclude the possibility of getting cephalopelvic disproportion or difficult labor. And in case if the pelvis is small, and if you are suspecting cephalopelvic disproportion, you can post the case for cesarean. And about the anesthesia also, you have to take decision. Sometimes already I have told you that sometimes the spinal cord may not be developed fully, so the decision about the anesthesia, whether it is needed to give a general anesthesia, that decision also should be taken before the delivery. Next is postpartum management. We should give advices about the hygiene. We should help them to breastfeed, and we should teach how to feed the baby, and support should be given. And child care assistance should be given in the initial period. And the nurses should observe the infant feeding pattern, growth of the child, and safety of the child. Everything should be observed. And we should assess the girl for the postpartum depression. Next is social issues. First itself, we should refer these cases to a social worker for the financial assistance and for helping them for getting a job. And we should make sure that they are getting family support. because the baby and the mother both will be at the risk of infection, and they are having the risk of getting malnutrition also, getting malnourished also. So proper family support should be ensured, and you should make arrangements for the adoption services in case if they want, because if someone is adopting the child, these girls can continue their schooling, and it will be better for them to get a job also in future. And we should encourage them to return to the education, and the society should, or the social workers and other healthcare team members should take initiativeness for training and for getting employment for these girls, and proper financial and housing support also should be given to these girls. Next, schooling. Majority of these girls will drop the school. We should encourage them to go to the school during the pregnancy and even after the delivery also. See, in this picture you can see that a girl is sitting in the classroom, and at the same time her baby is there at the side. She is giving feed to the baby and she is listening to the class also. Next is offspring issues. In case if they are having any issues, you should get the help of a child protector, and if evidences of child abuse or neglect is there, means we should approach the government and they will take the baby to a safe place, and we can take measures. If they want, we can take measures for the child adoption also. Next, we can see the preventive methods. National strategies should be there for preventing this teenage pregnancy, and there should be coordination between the national level, state level and district level health programs. And in the schools, as part of this, we are actually in the curriculum itself, we should include the health, life, sex and relationship education. That is mainly sex education should be there in the school, and in that education we should give education about the contraception, about the sex, about the sexual behavior, about the complications of teenage pregnancy. Everything should be included, and we can give these campaigns along with the sex education through the schools. We can have campaigns through the media also, and the contraceptive methods or the things should be easily available for the children, and even abortion services also should be accessible for the children. These are the ways we can take for preventing the teenage pregnancy. Thank you for watching this video. See you soon with a new video. Bye.